So right here on the current profile from the New York session and yesterday's Asian session, as you can kind of see, there's a low volume node right here. We broke through it one point, then we sliced back through it again. So a retest of this area should have been the only trade that I should have been looking to take uh, for today. So I'm prefacing that by saying that that should have been the only trade I should have took. That should have been the only trade I should have been in, and I need to make sure of that. So while looking at that, and right here, this is the 1 minute chart. So around what is this time? 8 p.m. You can kind of see how we reacted up there in that level. We're going to come back to the 1 minute in a little bit, but I just want to go over the range charts real quick. So here is the range chart. As you can kind of see, we moved up on price and we had a massive amount of selling hit on this 32. No, this is not 32. This is on a 20 range footprint chart. So you can kind of see price went up and it was immediately pushed back down. Step one, that's kind of validating that low volume node here that we kind of drew. So that's step one. So I'll say low volume node, check, had it identified, check. Two, you can see that price actually rejected off of that low volume node. So that's check number two. All right. So we're going to open up and look at Bookmap. As you guys can kind of see, that particular level is like 411. 410.8 to 411.6 or so. I didn't have Bookmap open at this time, so the losses that I incurred were my fault. So 8 o'clock is about right here in this area. So you can see we kind of hit up in this area prior at 410, probably on this fourth green candle right here. We had some selling to occur. And then buyers stepped in to try to push the market up a little bit more. And as you can kind of see, like this candle was a telltale sign. They hit the limit order and it immediately started to sell off. One thing that I've been kind of working on in my trade is not to take the first initial drop. We'll kind of look for more of a retest into that area before we start to sell off to get a bigger move. So looking at Bookmap, you can kind of see we sold off once we hit that. We hit those orders up there. We sold off, and then we begin to bounce back up. As we begin to bounce back up, there was a little buying stepped in, and price started to come down. And as you can kind of see, the bubbles got bigger and bigger. So for me, approximately about in this range would have been a good area to take a trade once I seen that bubble. That would have been a good area to take a trade, take an entry somewhere in this range here and have my stop at right above this value area right here. So probably 407.3 up to 410.3. That's giving you about 3 points. So if I would have took a just a standard contract, that would have been $300 worth of risk on this particular trade. So about right there. So remember 407.3, and as you can look at the time, that's like 8:12. Let's take a look at the 1 minute chart and let's go to what was going on about 8:12. So right here on the 1 minute chart, you can see on my EMAs, it broke my EMAs. It broke my EMAs to the downside. And when it went back up around the 8:12 range, you can see it's starting to respect my EMAs a lot more. So once it started to respect my EMAs, that was another good signal. So that is a plus that I could go short as well. So approximately about 9:12, you can see it right there on the 1 minute. You had the confirmation as well on Bookmap. We were in a low volume node area. And then also on the footprint chart, you see this candle started about 8:15 and this was about 8:12. I mean, this started at 8:08, so about approximate 8:12, which is about 3 minutes. It would have been hovering, somewhere around this range. Um, the reason why the risk was on with this particular trade, because it would have really told you if it would have broke this the current session's POC, or it would have bounced back up here. You would have known immediately that the trade was no good. So all of these confluences together should have yielded a great trade. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If I would have got in at 407.3, my mindset right now would have been try to take profit at the first kind of key area. So about 400, 4,008 or 4,003, I would have been looking to take profits. So I would have been risking 3 points to win about 4 points. No, to be winning about 7 points. So it'll met my risk to reward ratio of 2 to 1 of what I'm trying to get on all my trades. So that would have been a good A+ setup. But I can be very honest. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't have everything ready and focused for the trade. So I did end up losing, and I was taking the trades I shouldn't have been taking. So I did deserve this loss. So I just wanted to make a note of that, kind of talk about the trade, and go through it like that. So I'm gonna end this. We can write this one up later on in my playbook series. I'll try to, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know where that's at. Where is it? Let's do this. Global. Okay. I think seems kind of off. Hold on. Yeah, that is off. I think it's like right there. Yeah, it's like right there. Was it like that? Well, let me look back. Yeah, that's low. So I'm just gonna add that to my playbook as a potential scout. I would have took majority of my position off here, and I could have held runners to see if it'll go lower. How it's building up at this node and doesn't want to break it, it could potentially go lower. But as it stands right now, yeah, that was the trade. Another confluence I could have probably say that was saying, hey, it was gonna go in my favor is Delta. As this was kind of moving up and going back down, Delta was following that same path. So yeah, that probably would have told me as well another confluence as to why this trade would have went down. I just got to remember when I take trades not to be so eager to take a trade, and just sit down, focus, and try to go from there when I'm in my position. So that's all I got for now. I'm gonna try to make my money back on some of these trades that I lost. I'm not gonna try to force it and get it back tonight. I'm just trying to do it over the next week or so, and then request a payout. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. So, cool, peace.